It's very unlikely that you get a deal today. European negotiations typically are 11th hour, and none of this, I think, looks any different. The difficulty, I think, is who's going to actually back down. The process around the backstop to the backstop. So this is the idea that after you have the withdrawal agreement, that's the process by which you actually exit the EU, that there will be something more permanent that defines a trading relationship, and in particular for Northern Ireland versus the rest of the UK. Well, that's very, very, I think, tough for both the British Parliament to accept an open-ended agreement. It's very tough for the British Parliament to accept an agreement with the timeline, and it's very difficult for the EU to accept anything that could be seen as muddying the waters on the integrity of the single market. So we have a real problem here where actually the no-deal scenario that Donald Tusk referenced in the piece that you just shown is a rising probability. Now, it hasn't impacted the markets abruptly, because I think the nature of the negotiations where there's give and take at the last minute and all of a sudden there's a politically palatable solution, including perhaps Barnier's extension, has to be part of the baseline. I don't think that you jump from a view that talks are ongoing to the fact that it's all gone wrong immediately. The true, I think, date at which it becomes difficult to envisage something that has gone wrong here, or that the markets would jump to that sort of view, is probably around end of November, early December time.
Okay, if we do get that one-year extension to the deadline, what would that mean for sterling? What would it mean for the British economy? Because we're going to then be faced with another 12 months of further uncertainty and deal wrangling.
Yeah, I think the uncertainty continues. If there looks as though there's some meaningful progress towards some sort of deal, maybe even detaching the Irish backstop from the other components to the future trade agreement and the withdrawal agreement, I think the markets would take that positively, and cable would certainly be on the up. There is also the question of pent-up demand that Mark Carney at the Bank of England has been talking about, and so it would allow, I think, a revision in terms of upward revision in GDP prospects, and some further scope for the Bank of England to perhaps increase interest rates.
Still watching? Perfect. Click here to watch another great video from CNBC International. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.